giving Corbin a sideways glance. "Hello, Prince Corbin." "Hello, Sugarplum," Corbin said with a chuckle. "You don't have to call me Prince, remember?" I glared up the driveway. From where we stood, the front porch of the house wasn't visible, but I already knew who Sugarplum was talking about. "He has some nerve," I growled under my breath. "Who?" Corbin asked. I hauled myself over the split-rail fence. "Percy Lowell. He's a real estate developer from New York. He's been snatching up property all over the North Pole and surrounding areas, including Holiday Haven, so he can build short-term rentals and hotels. He's been after my parents for months now, trying to get them to agree to sell off some of the sanctuary's acreage. He's cagey about his precise plans, but it's pretty obvious what his goal is. The North Pole and the smaller communities are filling up fast. There is only so much inhabitable land, which is driving prices through the roof." Corbin frowned. "I can't imagine your parents ever going along with something like that." "No, of course not." I shook my head. "But Mr. Lowell doesn't seem to like the word no. Last time he was here, Stephen had to threaten to call the Holiday Haven police to get him off the property," Sugarplum told Corbin, before he began hopping back up the driveway toward the house. Corbin glanced over at me. "You want me to get rid of him? For good?" He paused, then cracked a grin. "Okay, that sounded way more mob boss than I intended, but you know what I mean." I laughed. "You can give it a try, Don Frost." Corbin chuckled and grabbed a hold of my hand as we began following Sugarplum. "If nothing else, I could post a couple of royal guards here at the sanctuary. Since Jack is off on his royal PR tour, they haven't got much to do anyway." "How is that going? I'm surprised you aren't with him, to be honest. Aren't you worried about him getting himself into trouble?" "Always," Corbin replied with a dry laugh. "But we agreed that I should stay behind to be with our father. Jack took a contingent of guards and advisors with him, ones that I picked out, and so far it seems to be going well." I squeezed Corbin's hand a little tighter. "How is your dad? Any improvement?" Corbin shook his head. His jaw flexed, but he didn't speak. Jack Frost had been crowned king right before the Yule Ball, taking over for their father as he'd fallen terminally ill. Jack wasn't anyone's first pick for taking the throne, not even his own. But there was a line of succession and centuries of royal tradition to uphold. Corbin was 18 months younger than Jack, and while he had no interest in taking the crown for himself, most in the Frost Kingdom would agree that he would make for a better king. Selfishly, I was very glad he was not. I wasn't sure things would have turned out the way they had if he'd been crowned over Jack. My mother stood on the porch of the farmhouse, her Sherpa-lined slippers anchored to the welcome mat. From the look in her eyes, she wasn't too happy about being pulled from her work. Percy Lowell was dressed sharply, as always, like something of a caricature from movies set in New York. A tailored pinstripe suit, tie and pocket square, expensive watch, flashy car, way too much cologne. "A few minutes of your time. I think you'll be pleased with this new offer. It involves a much smaller parcel of land, but an even bigger sale price," Percy was saying, his obviously over-whitened teeth gleaming. "Mr. Lowell," my mom said, her tone taking on the "don't mess with me" pitch I recognized from my teen years. "As we have continually told you, we are not, nor will ever be, interested in selling even a single square foot of our land to you or anyone else." I approached the side of the porch. "Mom?" She glanced over at me, her expression pinched. It relaxed slightly when she lifted her gaze and saw Corbin at my side. "Corbin, I didn't realize you were coming today." A smile quirked at the corners of her lips as she shifted her attention back to Percy Lowell. "Mr. Lowell, I realize you're from New York, but even you must know who Prince Corbin Frost is, right?" Percy's thick but manicured brows jumped up his preternaturally smooth forehead as he turned to face us. "Prince? Well, it's an honor," he quickly corrected as he scurried forward to extend a hand over the banister.